So, brother, how's London? Cold. It's freezing over here. Didn't you check the temperature? I did, but that doesn't mean I was prepared for the temperature change from Florida to Buckingham. LOL, right? So tell me, how are your classes going? Well, they're quite draining, honestly, but I'm trying to keep up with them. This is your third semester. You can't ditch classes just for parties and friends anymore. Medical is tough. Don't think of it as another easy-peasy task. I know. Oh, my great big brother. I shall follow in your footsteps to achieve my goal. Again with the drama. I hope you're not annoying your friends with all this. Don't worry, this is exclusive to you, LMAO. Haha, very funny. I'm so flattered to have a little brother like you. You should be proud, Taylor. Even Dad nowadays has been praising me for my hard work. You are talking as though he never praised you enough. But you are his favorite son. Don't try to deny that. Does that make you angry or jealous? Honestly, sometimes. But then, I see why he has such huge expectations from you. You are a fighter. What's that now? I didn't exactly do what I wanted to do. And you're doing it as well. Better than me, in fact. Thanks, bro. But hey, when is Jane coming here? In a month. Her company filed her transfer a little late, so I'm just gonna wait for her for now. All right. You know Mom and Dad are still a little worried about you. Tell them I'll be just fine here. You're taking your medicines on time? Yes, sigh. I'm doing way better than before. Even my psychiatrist said so. I'm not 13 anymore. Well, when your anxiety started, I was freaked out too. I know, you were just 6. Sorry you had to see it all. Don't apologize, moron. Just take care of yourself. Will do. You take care too. Yeah, bye. Bye. Leaving home was quite tough for me, to be honest. I've spent 26 years of my life there, with my loving family around. But when I got the job offer 2 months ago, I couldn't resist. Mom and Dad were against the idea of me leaving for London. I don't know why, though. They are not racist, that's for sure. And they have sent me away from home for studies as well. I remember when I was 15, I overheard my parents talking about that place. It was all muffled as the door was closed, but they didn't seem to be quite fond of the city. I even asked them later if we should go on a family trip there, but both of them strictly refused. You can go anywhere but there. I don't want to send you away from me, honey, ever. I don't blame them for being rather dramatic and overprotective about me. I was a weak child who was hospitalized for a year at the age of 10. Not too athletic as well, and my mental health was horrendous as a teenager. I would wake up screaming and thrashing while my breathing would grow heavier from the sudden pressure building in my chest. I will always call out for Mom, and she'll come running to me, pulling me close in her arms and whispering, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, honey." Those nights and those nightmares are unforgettable to me, even today. But luckily, I have recovered now. But there is still a part of me that still wonders what's the connection between my life and the city of London. Hey, honey, how are you doing? Hey, Mom, I'm good. How are you? I'm doing fine. Just, the house feels empty now that the two of you have gone. I miss you guys. Your father is mostly at the office, and, well, I don't have much to do at home either once I'm done with the chores. I miss you too, Mom, but I had to take this job. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I didn't want to miss it. I know, honey, but I hope you don't overwork yourself. I won't. In fact, I plan on going on a detour. Gotta know the streets of London if I'm gonna stay here. All right, just be careful, and don't exhaust yourself. Why would I exhaust myself? It's a little walk, that's all. Don't worry, Mom, I'm pretty strong now. I know, honey, but may I know where you're exactly living? Huh? Well, it's called Bedford Street. My office is like 10 miles away from here, so it's quite convenient. Oh, well, okay. Is there something wrong, Mom? No, honey, I'm just a little worried. About what exactly? You. I don't know what I'd do if I lost you, Taylor. You won't lose me, Mom. Why are you thinking like that? I suddenly remembered how much you've struggled and how hard it was on me and your father. Nothing will happen, I promise. Yes, nothing will happen. I love you so much, Taylor. You're an amazing son. Thanks, Mama. And you're an amazing mother, too. I'm glad to be your mother. And I to be your son. Okay, I won't take much of your time. Go on a stroll and take care, okay? Let me know if you have any problems. Yes, Mom. Take care. Talk to you soon. The little walk around the neighborhood went great, but it felt too short. I decided to go a little further away. The street life in London obviously isn't as romanticized as it's shown in movies, but it sure has a nice touch to it. The open cafes were beautiful, with the scent of expensive coffee beans filling up my nostrils. However, there was one little family restaurant that caught my attention. Nothing too fancy or extravagant. It was just around the corner. So I entered it and was greeted by a lovely old couple. There weren't many tables or customers, but they seemed friendly and offered me some tea. I had a little chat with them, but the old lady looked quite intrigued by me. Or should I say, the long scar I had on my wrist. Are you, by chance, Taylor Davis? She asked, almost teary-eyed. Yeah, how do you know me? You were here once, 17 years ago. I'm so happy to see you're doing well, son, the old man said, smiling. If only we could thank your mother too, the lady said, caressing my scarred hand. I was dumbfounded, but somehow I didn't know what else to say. They didn't push the conversation any further, and I, after having my coffee, simply left. Though the conversation kept replaying in my head. They knew Mom? We were in London? But how? And the scar? I got it while playing football, right? That's what Dad and Mom told me. My memories were all fuzzy. In fact, all my memories before getting released from the hospital were blurry. That night, after I don't know how many years, I got another one of those terrible panic attacks. I couldn't sleep, and each time I tried to close my eyes, only the sound of screams and gunshots filled my ear. Jane, you there? Hey, babe, what's wrong? I think it's 3 a.m. there. Why are you still awake? I can't sleep. What? Are you having those nightmares again? Yeah, but they're more detailed. Detailed? What do you mean? I see this woman. She looks familiar, but I don't know who she is. How does she look? Any details you remember? No, but I call her my mom in my dreams. Maybe then, it's your mom. No, it's not. It's not my mom, but it's like she is. What do you mean? Well, you remember when I told you about the nightmares I used to get as a kid? Yeah. Wait, is it the same lady? I feel like I have a really strong connection with her. And another strange thing happened today. What? I visited this little restaurant this evening, and for some reason the elderly couple who are running that place, they knew my name. And not just that, the old lady there recognized me with the scar I have on my right wrist. She said that she is happy that I'm doing well, and if only my mother was here, she'd like to thank him again. You've been to London before? No. Or that's what I was told. Babe, are you okay? No. No, I'm not. I'm seeing that dream again, and I hate it. I feel like I want to remember it, but something's just stopping me. You need to talk to someone, Taylor. Is there something your parents are hiding from you? Maybe. I never thought they would, though. I don't remember the first 7 years of my life properly, at least until the age of 10. Should I talk to my mom? She used to calm me down when I had these nightmares before. This is more than that, Taylor. You should talk to your father about this. He won't tell me anything. Why? Because he just doesn't want to. I used to press him before, but he's always ignored me. He even looked in pain at times. Even Mom, too. She'd constantly tell me things like she doesn't want to lose me, or that she is happy that she got to be my mother. I know it shouldn't be something strange to hear, but I don't know, Jane. Taylor, it's better if you ask them. But if you think they are not ready to tell you this, then you have to search for the answers yourself. Can you do it? Yeah. I'll be there tomorrow. What? Why are you coming? I don't want you to deal with this alone. I'll be fine, Jane. I swear. Just for my peace of mind, I want to be there with you. Okay, I'll wait till you get here. I love you. I love you too. Talking to you helped me calm down. I guess I'll be able to sleep now. Thanks, Jane. Anytime, babe. And if you feel like talking, let me know. I'm here. Yes, good night, babe. Good night, darling. Having Jane by my side again brought me a lot of relief. I was reluctant at first to visit the elderly couple again, but with her here now, I chose to let go of my fear. Once we were there again, the couple welcomed us with similar warmth. We talked a little, but then I decided to bring up the subject. Are you sure, son? The old man asked worriedly. Yes, I replied. I'd like to know how you know my name. And my mother. I showed them a picture of my mother. Is that who you're talking about? The two exchanged confused glances and then responded, That's not her. What? Your mother, the lady said, wiping a tear. She died that day, while saving you and our grandson. My mouth was agape, while Jane held my hand tight. My heart pumped faster and my brain was flooded with memories I never even knew I had. Son, do you remember anything? The old man asked. I shook my head, my hands shivering. No. Do you want to remember it? I nodded. As the story of that fateful day unfolded, I felt every little detail rushing back to me. The suppressed memories of that day, the screams here, the gunshots by those robbers, me getting my wrist roughly slashed by a broken piece of glass, while the woman, my mother, rushed to me, cradling me in her arms as I started to lose consciousness. She bled too, from her arms, while another little boy clenched onto her other arm. Sirens rang out. The cops were on their way, and that had the robbers make a sick and twisted look. Someone called out an unknown name, while the woman turned to the robber who now had his gun raised in our direction. Everything happened in a second. Her clutching us in her arms, 3 loud gunshots, me and the other boy screaming, and finally, the woman softly whispering, You'll be fine, before the bullets hit her. A tear ran down my cheek, and another. They kept coming as I turned to look at the spot where it happened. Memories of the day were vivid in my mind, but I still can't remember her face. Who's my mom, Dad? What? Where is this coming from? I went to that restaurant today. The elderly couple, they told me everything. Did you tell Luna? No, but I'll be coming back this weekend. Taylor, please, let's not. Will you tell me who my mom was? I can't remember her face, Dad. I'm so sorry, son. I couldn't tell you for all these years. I lost Emily that day, and I didn't want to lose you too. You were in critical condition due to extreme blood loss. But it was the shock that led you to get a heart attack, which sent you into a coma. You were on life support, and the doctors said there was little chance of you waking up. But miraculously, you did, 6 months later, and Luna was there. Your mother's younger sister. She was taking care of you all that time. You called her mom, and since then, she became your mom. The doctors told me you have survivor's guilt, which led you to forget about Emily, so you could stay away from the trauma. It was like a coping mechanism for you. And the doctor suggested that it was better for the time being for your own stability. Then what about the time I was on meds at the age of 13? That was sudden, but I remember you were doing a school project on international cities and you were given London. You started having nightmares, which were triggering those memories, and let's talk once I'm there, okay? Okay. Tell me everything about her. Okay. The day I reached home with Jane, my mom and dad hugged me at the entrance. I did too, as tightly as possible, while I heard Mom sniffle in my chest. They started talking once we got in, and told me everything about the woman who brought me into this world, who gave me another chance to live. My mother, or stepmother, married to my father while I was about to get released from the hospital. They thought that was the best for me, and that's how we became a family. Simon was as surprised but as shocking as the reveal should have been to me. I maintained my composure. Everybody stayed the same. Mom kept crying and apologizing to me. All these years, she felt guilty that she took away her sister's place. But that was not true. She loved me unconditionally, just like her own son. My father finally brought out a large trunk from the basement, and once he opened it, I saw all of her belongings. pictures, and even the newspaper cuttings for the first time. I was always told how much I resembled my dad. While I went through the pictures, my dad said, "You have her eyes." She was the most beautiful woman I have ever seen, the most lovely and gorgeous woman who will always be irreplaceable to me. The way she held me in her arms, giving me the brightest smiles in those pictures was proof. Vivid memories of her voice rang in my ears. The lullaby she would sing to me every night. The way she would gently pat my chest as I would fall asleep. Every minute detail I once forgot, they came flashing back to me again. I felt overwhelmed, but not with sadness. It was happiness. I finally found the missing piece which made my life whole. I finally found her in the darkness of my lost heart. When I first visited her grave, I broke down there. I sobbed like a baby embracing the gravestone that had her name. "I remember you, Mum," I cried like a baby. "I remember you." Dad, Mum, Simon, and Jane stood behind me trying to calm me down. But when the wind caressed my back, I felt my soul compose. "You'll be all right," a voice echoed in my ears as I looked up at the blue sky, wiping my tears and finally smiled. A warm feeling ran up my chest as I let the air embrace me. "I will."